Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is good and you're all having a good day. So today's video is going to be a 24 lessons at 24 video. I actually wanted to do this video on my birthday, or like just after my birthday, but then life just kind of got really hectic. Life's been hectic ever since. But now that we are in isolation, honey, I have time to make all these videos. So I hope you find this video useful and I hope everyone is good. I mean, you know, this whole self-isolation situation and lockdown is difficult, but I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all distracting yourselves. I've been okay. It's been a hard week for me in my personal life, but you know, on top of everything, but I'm better. You know, it gets better every day. So hang in there, stay home and stay safe. Okay, so I wrote my 24 life lessons in my little journal that I got at CNA last year. So I will be reading from my journal. Okay, so the first lesson is that the only constant in life is change. My dad used to say this to me all the time, but I mean, I understood what he was saying and I did think he made a fair point, but I think particularly if I look back to like the past 24 years or as much of it as I can remember, I can definitely say that change has been all around me in every single situation. So just remember that nothing in life stays permanent. Okay, many things don't, and things are always going to be changing and evolving, whether it's your life, your career, your school, your country, whatever. I mean, who would have thought we'd all be under lockdown right now? Like, that just goes to show that the only constant in life is change, and once you make peace with that, you will be able to deal with change a lot more successfully. Yeah. So my second lesson is life will always have its obstacles, but every day won't be hard. And I guess that just goes to talk about how, you know, obviously life isn't easy. There'll be good days and bad days, but it's okay. It's not going to be bad forever. The third thing is that you need to be a strong person. I mean, let's be honest, guys, life isn't easy. And if you're not going to be a strong person, then you're gonna find it really hard to get through day by day. Of course, you know, there'll be times when you have bad days and there'll be times when it's hard for you to be strong and all of that, but ultimately be a strong person because life will be hard along the way. So that's a skill that's always going to help you. The next one might be so cliche, but I live by this, guys. Everything happens for a reason. And obviously when some things happen, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, whatever. And then there's the other side of the spectrum where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going through this. But I can assure you that a lot of the time you look back and it does make sense and you're like, this had to happen because I then learned XYZ and I became a stronger person or whatever. So ultimately everything that happens in your life has happened for a reason. And that just ties to my next point, which is always ask yourself, what has this experience taught me? So yeah, whenever things happen in life, obviously it's like, ugh, why is this happening to me? But ultimately it happened for a reason, and most of the time you would have learned a lesson from it. So always look back and ask yourself, what has this taught me? The next one so the next one is pretty deep. Okay, so number 6 is your heart will break but you will love again. Guys, like, heartbreak is painful. Heartbreak is painful. I'm not even going to downplay it. I'm not even going to act like I don't know or I don't understand, but like, heartbreak is a painful thing, but it gets better. You know, you will heal and you will love again and you will like someone again and experience a different kind of love again and again and again until you find, you know, the love that you were meant to experience forever, or like, you know, your life partner or whatever it is you subscribe to. But ultimately my point is that, yeah, you're heartbroken and it hurts, but you will heal and you will love again. Number 7 is healing takes time. Don't rush the process. The thing about healing is that it's not like a once off, I went through the, emotions and I'm fine and everything's good. You're gonna have times throughout your healing process where you fall apart and you think, okay, I was doing really good yesterday, but today I'm falling apart. That's okay. That's because, healing comes in waves. There are good days, there are bad days, but it's okay. It's all part of the process. It's all working out. It's all coming together nicely. Okay, so just remember not to rush the process. Go through the feelings so you can heal through it. And remember that at the end of the day, it will not rain forever. You will be fine. You will heal. The next one is when someone shows you their true colors, believe them. I have so much to say on this point because I'm someone who likes to believe, that I wouldn't say that everyone is a good person, but I like to see the best in people. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is people aren't good. People have bad intentions and people are selfish. Not everyone. Please understand that when I say this, I obviously mean it's not everyone. But one thing that you need to remember is that if someone shows you that this is who I am, don't make excuses for them. Believe them, okay? Because you're just breaking your own heart and you're just delaying the inevitable. They're probably going to hurt you, wreak havoc in your life, whatever. Just remember that if someone shows you that this is me, believe it. Number 9 is if they wanted to, they would. And this applies to everything. I mean, jobs, family, friends, relationships, all of that. If they wanted to, they would. People know, especially, okay, one thing I'll say is that people aren't dumb. People know what they're doing. And if someone knows that, if something that they're doing or not doing is affecting you or whatever, they know. They've reconciled themselves with how they're acting and they're okay with it. So you need to not make excuses for them and understand that if they wanted to, they would. So if they haven't, they don't want to, and that's okay. But you obviously just need to stop lying to yourself because it is what it is, honey. Number 10 is you need to learn how to put yourself first sometimes. Obviously, it's an amazing quality to be a selfless person and to put other people first. But there needs to be times when you actually remember that you need to put yourself first and you can't be self-sacrificing. Sometimes your academics do need to come before anything else, your job, your career, whatever. So understand that there are times when that actually does need to happen and you shouldn't feel bad about it. So number 11 is that everything works out in the end. A lot of the time when we're going through difficulties, especially, it's really hard to think about whether or not things are going to be okay or if they're going to work out and all of those things. But one thing you need to remember is that it will work out because it has to work out. It can't rain forever and it won't rain forever. So just remember that whenever you're going through something, and just everything works out in the end. Number 13 is for you to be true to yourself. Please be true to yourself. I feel like we live in a society where it's very hard for you to be uncomfortable in your skin and feel like you can't be the person that you are, or fully embrace yourself, or whatever the situation is and whatever the feelings are. But I just want to remind you that at the end of the day, it's okay for you to be true to yourself, and you need to be true to yourself. You are you, and that is your superpower. No one is ever going to be like you. Even if you had an identical twin, even they aren't like you. They can never be you. So remember to be true to yourself. The next one is it's okay to have a bad day. I feel like sometimes we're just so caught up trying to be perfect, trying to have a perfect life, and we forget that, it's okay to have a bad day. And that doesn't mean you have a bad life. It's just a bad day. It will pass, So always remember that when you're having a bad day. It's okay. It will pass. It's not forever. The next one is that friendships and relationships will end, and that's okay. I feel like people place a whole lot of, I don't know what word to use there, but people really make it seem like, oh, if a friendship ends, it's the end of the world, or if a relationship ends, it's the end of the world. It's not. The thing about life is that some people are there for a season, some people are there forever. And just because someone has been there for a season in your life, that doesn't mean, you can't keep friends or you can't keep, people in your relationship, whatever. It just means that, it's over and it's fine. If it means now you're deleting things off your social media or whatever, and people are like, oh my gosh, what happened? Okay, cool. And okay, if people say something, then what? And so, how has that changed your life? Has that made your life any worse? No. Relationships end, friendships end, that's okay. Life goes on. The same way you became friends with this person or dated this person, more people will come. There will be other people. We live in a world of billions of people. I don't know what billion we're on now, but it should be about like 7 billion people. There's 7 billion people in the world. If your friendship ended with one person, that's okay. You'll probably find friends again, and that's fine. Accept it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, and it's not a reason for you to keep hanging on to dead friendships or dead relationships or whatever. Relationships end, friendships end. It's okay. Life goes on. The next one is that you are responsible for your life. Obviously there are things that we can control and things that we can't control. That's just the reality of the situation. But outside of that, just realize that you are responsible for your life, and you can make decisions that will affect your life in a negative way or in a positive way, or you can choose to be passive in your life, and that won't be good for you. Remember that there are choices and things that you can do differently for yourself, for your life. There's no reason for you to stay in one place and do one thing and just not move in life or whatever. Like, take responsibility, do what you want and what you know you need to do for yourself, because ultimately you are responsible for your life. So the next one is so important to me. Okay, so your attitude and your mindset will either break you or make you. So the way you think, guys, and like your mindset and your attitude really just determines so many things. Your mindset and attitude determines if you're going to be the type of person who's like, woe to me, pity me, I'm going through, my life sucks and this and this and this. I mean, I'm not trying to disclaim the fact that life gets hard and everyone has issues and things going on, but then if you're going to be someone who always wants to think they're a victim and things can't be good for me or whatever, you need to understand that that's what you're going to attract, and that's the kind of life you're going to live out, because you're programming it into your mind subconsciously. That's what you'll believe you deserve, and that's what you'll believe your life is meant to be like, which is not how it's supposed to be. So choose positivity, choose to be grateful, choose to have a great mindset, and I promise you it will affect your life, it will affect your outlook, it will affect how you do things, what decisions you make. And yeah, I just hope every one of us continues to work on having a great attitude and a positive mindset, because with those things you can do anything, you can go far. Despite any obstacle that you may face, you'll absolutely be able to get through it. But if your mindset and your attitude aren't right, the next one is to choose positivity and grace always. I think that this is a really important thing, because people can be mean, things get hectic, but if you choose to be positive and you choose grace, you'll always be winning. The next one is that life goes on. It's as simple as that. Life goes on. And I mean this in so many ways. Whenever things happen to you or something happens in the world or whatever, life goes on. Don't be someone who continues to focus on the negative things that happened and oh, this happened to me, that happened to me, because while you are not moving on from the situation and healing and doing all the things that will make it possible for you to also move on with your life, and in your life is moving on for everyone else, and one day you're gonna wake up and realize that, wow, life moved on and I stayed in the same place. So yeah, life goes on. Also, in terms of just things that happen in life in general, just remember that life goes on. Things will never be the same forever, and that should just bring you a sense of clarity and a sense of peace, just understanding that things will get better because life goes on. The next one is also really special to me. Make peace with your experiences because they molded you into who you are. So a lot of times when we've been through difficult situations, sometimes it's hard to make peace with everything, and sometimes we're so angry that, you know, I hate that I went through this, and I hate that this was how my life was set up at some point or whatever. But ultimately, you going through that situation or living that kind of life molded you into the person you are now. Maybe you're hardworking because you went through an experience in the past that made you a hard worker. Maybe you are kind because you went through something in the past that made you realize that actually, no, I want to be a kind person. This is how I want to live my life. So yeah, ultimately make peace with everything that happened, because even the things that hurt us made us into better people, or at least have contributed to us being the people that we are today. So our next one is, you can't control everything, and that's okay. This is something that I had to learn because I'm someone who definitely likes to be in control over everything, and lack of control and lack of certainty really gives me anxiety. Like, I really don't like not being in control, but then I had to realize that I can't control everything. I really genuinely cannot control everything, and that's okay. Make peace with that fact, because that will really give you a whole lot of rest within yourself. The next one is to pick your battles. Wow, this is another deep one, because how I guess thought about it when I was writing this list was just that there's so many things that happen in life sometimes that we get distracted. We need to learn to pick our battles, because some things just aren't worth our energy, and it's as simple as that. Pick your battles. Don't waste your energy on things that don't matter, and when it does matter, fight like hell to win that battle. The next one is to walk your own path. Own lane, own race, honey. Every single person on this earth is doing different things and is meant to do different things. So just remember, in whatever you do, to just keep your eye on your prize, and remember to walk your own path. You are you. You are your own person. You have your own life cut out for you, planned for you. Try and get into alignment with that and walk your own path. It's the best thing that you can do. Don't spend your life trying to, trying to copy other people, or thinking that, okay, fine, this is what this person's life is like, I want that too. Honey, walk your own path, okay? Walk your own path. The next one is learn to adapt. Okay, so this is another really important one, because like I mentioned with the first life lesson, the only constant in life is change. So because things are always changing, and because you never know what's going to happen, when, where, how, the best thing that you can learn in that kind of life that we live in today is just to be someone who can adapt to different situations and different circumstances. It will serve you in every single situation that you find yourself in, and that's really all I have to say on that. So yeah, guys, those were my 24 life lessons at 24. It has been a journey, guys. It has been a journey. Life hasn't been easy. Life has had its ups and downs. Like with anyone, everyone's been through a lot, and that's okay. So this is just me sharing my life lessons learned up until this point. And obviously I had a few words to say about each of those, and I hope that you found these lessons useful. You can implement them in your own lives. And I'd like you to comment down below and let me know what life lessons you've learned. Anything you'd like to add to my list would be great. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And please remember to stay at home and have a good weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in.